We are approaching February and you still haven't gone to the gym, you still haven't drafted that business proposal, and you still haven't set your goals for the year. What are you waiting for? Year after year, a lot of us start off the year feeling very optimistic, but end up finishing the year feeling very underwhelmed and very unaccomplished. This is because we can't keep setting the same goals with the same game plan that yield no results and expect a miracle to happen. No. This year, we are saying no to excuses and changing the narrative. I am going to share 10 tips on how you can set goals that are measurable, specific, and attainable. Tip number 1. Get a journal, take your time, and thoroughly reflect on your 2024. Think to yourself, what are some things you learned in 2024? What are some things you accomplished? What were some things that you did well and didn't do well? What are some lessons you can take from that? Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and look at every setback not as a failure, but as a lesson that you can learn from and improve on in the future. Reflection helps us to understand where we're starting from and give us clarity on where we want to go. So reflection is very important in setting attainable and measurable specific goals. Now that you have reflected, create a vision for 2025. What do you want your life to look like at the end of 2025? In the Bible, the book of Habakkuk 2:2, the Lord said, "Write down the vision and inscribe it clearly on the tablets so that one who reads it may run." This was a clear instruction from the Lord to the prophet Habakkuk, who cried unto God for answers. We can apply this instruction to our daily life by communing with God and writing out our vision out clearly and trusting that that vision will come to pass. You can plainly write it out in a journal or a notebook or a piece of paper and keep it very close to your desk in plain sight, or you can digitally create one using Canva or Pinterest. So having a vision isn't just exciting, it's essential. It gives your goals direction and purpose. Tip number 3, set SMART goals. SMART is an acronym for goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. For example, instead of just saying, I'm going to start going to the gym, try saying, I will go to the gym 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. And if you want to take it a step further, you can plan out your workout routine for those days. That way you don't have to go into the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday thinking, oh, what am I going to do today? Am I going to do arms and legs? No, you've already decided what days are legs days and what days are arm days. Setting SMART goals makes it easier to track your progress throughout the year, and also helps you to establish a clear understanding of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. This is a good way to keep yourself accountable. Tip number 4, remember to place every plan in the hands of the Lord. Don't forget that tip. I remember back in 2022, I had just completed my 6 months IT boot camp. Even going through the boot camp alone, I committed everything to the Lord. My goal that year was to land my first tech role. So upon completion, I remember just including the Lord in every interview preparation, in every studying that I was doing. And I just told the Lord that I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm going to get an IT role this year. I am going to get my first IT job. And that's how, after 1 month of finishing that program, I was able to land my first tech role, making 6 figures. Tip number 5, break down big goals into smaller goals. Now remember, the goal this year is actually attaining the goals. It's not enough to just say you're going to do X, Y, and Z. We need to make sure we are ticking our goals one by one as the year goes by. In order to do this, we need to create a step-by-step plan as to how we are going to achieve our goals. For example, if your goal is to start a business this year, your step-by-step plan may look like doing some research, which can include market analysis, profitability, cost analysis, etc. 2, drafting a business plan in which you would have to use to present to other people that could be potentially investors. 3, registering your business by getting all the necessary licenses and permits. 4, creating that budget and creating funding. So that may look like outsourcing, that may look like promoting your business, letting people know who may be interested to invest in it. And 5, building a website. So that might look like you doing it yourself, or you outsourcing a web designer to build that up for you. When you establish a defined process on how you're going to achieve these goals, it builds momentum. And tip number 6, build consistency and healthy habits. Now, consistency is something I personally struggle with. Goals without habits are just wishes. So building healthy habits is very important. So start with small daily habits, such as establishing a morning routine. Maybe you wake up at 5 a.m. and start running. Or maybe you wake up at 5 a.m. and start journaling. Maybe you wake up at 5 a.m. and start praying. And maybe time management is your problem. And so meal prepping on the weekends to help you throughout your week can help you in being consistent and not make excuses for yourself this 2025. Hebrews 12:11 reminds us that discipline may not feel good in the moment, but produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. And those are our anchor words for this year: righteousness and peace. Tip number 7, leave room for flexibility for God's plan and obstacles. You do not know everything, so don't act like you do. No one knows tomorrow, so leave room for flexibility. Leave room for error. Life happens, and sometimes our plans change. That doesn't mean we failed. Jeremiah 29:11, one of my favorite verses, says, "For I know the plans I have for you." And that alone is such a comforting reminder that God's plan is always and will always be better than ours. So give yourself some grace and trust that any detours is all a part of the bigger picture. Tip number 8, accountability is key. In order to make sure you're attaining your goals, you need to let someone know that this is what you want to do. Let a trusted friend know, let your mama know, let your papa know. Anybody that you know you can trust that can hold you accountable, let them know. Tip number 9, celebrate progress, not perfection. Remember, success is all about progress. If you've taken one step closer to your goal, that is enough to celebrate. You do not need to open like the biggest store for you to celebrate your wins. A little bit of research for that day is enough to celebrate. And learn to be proud of yourself, because nobody is rooting for you harder than you're rooting for yourself. Okay, tip number 10 and the final tip, and this, my friends, is very, very essential. Pray over your goals. I cannot emphasize this enough. Pray, pray, prayer. Prayer is the key. Ask God to guide you, to equip you, and to straighten you every step of the way this 2025, because one with God is one with majority. I hope this video encouraged you to set some amazing goals for 2025. Let me know down in the comments what is one major goal that you have set for yourself this 2025. I would love to cheer you on. If this video encouraged you, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with someone that you know might find this very helpful. And remember, with faith, determination, and a little bit of discipline, you can make 2025 your best year yet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!